Self-taping auditions is pretty standard practice nowadays, so you want to make sure you're not making any of these common mistakes. In this video, we'll talk about the top 5 mistakes that I see and how to easily fix them. What's up, my fellow actors? Welcome to the Acting Career Center, here to help you learn the skills you need to break into the film and television industry. My name is Kurt Yu. Thank you so much for spending some time here with me today. If this is your first time here, make sure to subscribe to this channel to get more videos on acting, auditioning, and career advice. And if this isn't your first time here and you're still not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Look, I get it. My videos probably still show up on your feed whether you're subscribed or not, just because you watched one of my old videos in the past, but it really does help out my channel if you click subscribe, and it doesn't cost you anything. So do me a solid and click that button. Appreciate it. Okay, on to the 5 self-tape mistakes to avoid. The first 2 are pretty basic, but don't be fooled, that third one is overlooked all the time. Mistake number 1, not using a tripod. The number 1 piece of equipment that you need to have for self-taping is not a fancy camera or fancy lights or a fancy microphone. It's a simple, basic tripod. You can get one of these on Amazon for like 20-30 bucks, and a lot of tripods nowadays come with attachments for your smartphone. So if you're taping your auditions with your phone, which is perfectly acceptable, use one of these tripods and your auditions are going to look so much better just by having stabilized video. There won't be any distracting camera movements during your audition scene. A tripod also helps you get your camera lens to face level, which is where you want it to be. Some people think they can bypass using a tripod by stabilizing their camera on a desk or a table. While that does stabilize the camera, it puts the lens at an awkward upward angle and it just doesn't look great. A simple tripod fixes that problem because it puts the camera lens at the exact right height for your face. So get a tripod if you don't already have one. I'll put some links for some tripods down in the description of this video. Mistake number 2, filming your audition vertically instead of horizontally. You probably noticed in the previous example that my phone on the tripod was horizontal. In this day and age, we're used to watching video vertically with our phones, but you need to remember that the industry standard for self-tape auditions is still horizontal video. That's because casting directors usually watch audition videos on a computer on a horizontal screen. Plus, the things that you're auditioning for, movies, TV shows, those are being filmed horizontally. So you want your audition videos to match the medium that you're auditioning for. So unless specifically told otherwise in the audition instructions, you should film all of your self-tape auditions horizontally, not vertically. Mistake number 3, improper framing. Here's a self-tape mistake that I see from beginner and veteran actors alike. It's a pretty easy thing to overlook. Take a look at this self-tape example and see if you can spot the problem with the framing. Do you see it? The issue here is that there's too much headroom at the top of the frame. You'll often come across self-tape audition instructions that say something to the effect of, please frame your auditions chest up. What this means is to frame your audition from the middle of your chest, the top of your head. But oftentimes what happens is that actors will get the bottom of the frame right, putting it right at their chest, but they make the mistake of putting the top of the frame way too far above their heads. When you do that, there's a lot of wasted space in the video and you look really small in the frame. To fix this, the top of your self-tape audition frame should be right at the top of your head, maybe an inch or 2 above it, but no more than that. This way, you're efficiently using the entire frame of the lens. Your face, and especially your eyes, are as prominent as possible in the frame. Take a look at the 2 examples side by side. The one with the better framing at the top of my head looks much more engaging and compelling. Mistake number 4, looking into the camera when you're not supposed to. I think most actors, even complete beginners, understand that you're not supposed to look into the camera lens when you're acting in a movie or a TV show. But too often, beginner actors forget that the same applies to their auditions. Think of your self-tape camera as if it were a camera that's on the set of a movie. Your character wouldn't look into the camera lens. Your character would look at whoever it is that they're talking to. Usually that person would be standing to the right or to the left of the camera. So you should look to the right or to the left of your audition camera for your self-tape. The camera should remain an invisible observer in your scenes while you're talking to someone over here or over here. Now, there are some times when you should look into the camera lens for your auditions. How do you know when? Well, it's when your character would look into the camera on set. For example, if you're the spokesperson in a commercial, your character would look into the camera for the commercial, so you should look into the camera for your self-tape. In a movie, if you're auditioning for a news anchor character, that character would look directly into the camera lens in the movie. So you should do the same for your self-tape. The next time you're confused about whether or not your character should look into the camera for your audition, just ask yourself, would this character look into the camera on set? And you'll have your answer. Mistake number 5, not using a reader. First of all, what is a reader? Well, your reader is your off-camera scene partner for your audition. Your reader is the person who is saying all of the other characters' lines in the scene or scenes that you're auditioning for. The mistake a lot of beginner actors make is thinking that they don't need a reader. If they get a scene that's 2 characters speaking to each other, they'll just say their characters' lines while pausing and leaving silence each time the other character is supposed to talk. Then they'll send that video to the casting director thinking, well, they got to hear me talking, that's all they need. But that's a mistake. Casting directors don't just want to see you talk, they want to see you listening and reacting and responding to what is being said to you. And if you don't have a reader playing the part of the other character, you're not reacting to anything. You're not giving a genuine response to anything. You're simply reciting lines, and that's not acting. That's why having a reader for your audition is so important, so that you can truthfully react to what the other character is telling you, and your lines become a genuine response to what you're being told. Now, some people are going to say, well, it's hard to get someone to come over to my place and be a reader for me. My response is you don't need someone to come to your place. You can use a virtual reader. You can have a reader on Zoom or FaceTime or something similar. If you want to see an example of me using a virtual reader for my audition, click on that pop-up right there and you'll see how I do it for my self-tapes. Those are 5 self-tape mistakes to avoid, but a self-tape audition is only one small part of the overall casting process. If you want to know how the casting process works from beginning to end and how an actor actually gets the part, go ahead and click on that video right there. Until next time, keep practicing, keep learning, and I hope to see you on set one day.